A hero isn't born. They're forged in the fire of adversity. When the moment comes, they don't step back. They stand, they fight, not for glory, not for fame, but because something greater than themselves is on the line. Minnesota has never lacked heroes, ordinary men and women who found themselves in extraordinary circumstances, forced to make a choice, to rise or to fall, to surrender or to stand. These are their stories of courage, of conviction, of the battles that shaped a state, a people, and a legacy that still echoes today.
In the shadow of Fort Snelling, a man named Dred Scott walked the land, bound, yet dreaming of freedom, enslaved. But standing on free soil, he served an army doctor, never knowing his fight for justice would shape the foundation of a nation. When his enslaver died, Scott seized his moment, taking his battle to the courts, daring America to live up to its promise. His case would divide a country, but his courage would echo through history.
On Fort Snelling's high bluff, by the Mississippi's flow, Dred Scott served a doctor in lands of ice and snow. Minnesota's wilderness, a free land it should be, but chains of bondage held him far from liberty. Dred Scott, Dred Scott, your spirit's still alive today. When someone is oppressed, your memory lights the way. Stripped of your rights, a downright shameful sin, but it sparked the war for freedom, and freedom did win.
The doctor's life did end, a new master claimed his due. But Dred Scott stood his ground,
Said my freedom's overdue. In the U.S. courthouse halls, he made his righteous plea. I've lived on free soil, now justice set me free. Dred Scott, Dred Scott, your spirit's still alive today. When someone is oppressed, your memory lights the way. Stripped of your rights, a downright shameful sin, but it sparked a war for freedom, and freedom did win. The Missouri Compromise, a line drawn in the sand, said slaves brought north like Scott should be free in this land. But the highest court in the land said the state's laws didn't matter, denied his personhood, and put a stain on our nation's banner. Dred Scott, Dred Scott, your spirit's still alive today. When someone is oppressed, your memory lights the way. Stripped of your rights, a downright shameful sin, but it sparked the war for freedom, and freedom did win. From Minnehaha's Falls to Mankato's Tragic Square, the fight for human dignity echoed everywhere. Scott's courage lived to see his dream of freedom won. His fight in Minnesota had only just begun. From Fort Snelling to Stillwater, his story still rings true. A testament to bravery for me and for you. So we remember Dred Scott's name in the land of sky blue waters. His struggle for equality for all sons and daughters. From the Mississippi banks to the prairie stretching far, Dred Scott's spirit guides us still, like Minnesota's North Star. Freedom, and freedom did win.
In the year 1878, Hubbard Milling Company was established in Mankato. It became a significant part of the area's history, contributing to the local economy. Its flour brand, Mother Hubbard, became well known, and the mill played a vital role in the region's agricultural and industrial growth.
Mankato's heart by the river's bend, the Hubbard name became a friend. Building a mill with vision so clear, a beacon of hope year after year. Heroes of the land, their story untold, turning grain to dreams, their legacy bold. Farmers in the fields, the mill stood tall, their strength and vision inspiring us all. The farmers worked from dawn to dusk, with hands of steel and hearts of trust. The mill brought life to what they'd sown, feeding the dreams that helped us grow. Heroes of the land, their story untold, turning grain to dreams, their legacy bold. Farmers in the fields, the mill stood tall, their strength and visions inspiring us all. Through fires and trials, they stayed the course, their strength and spirit a mighty force. Farmers and millers, side by side, their bond of hope kept dreams alive. Heroes of the land, their story untold, turning grain to dreams, their legacy bold. Farmers in the fields, the mill stood tall, their strength and vision inspiring us all. When you're hungry, when you're down,
Some heroes fight battles on a field, but others take their fight to the streets, the courts, and the hearts of those in need. Heroes for a cause don't seek fame or fortune. They stand up for justice, equality, and change, often at great personal cost. Whether they're marching for civil rights, protecting the environment, or giving a voice to the voiceless, their heroism measured in medals, but in the lives they touch and the movements they inspire. True change doesn't happen overnight, but because of these heroes it happens.
In the aftermath of the Dakota War of 1862, when vengeance swept through Minnesota, one voice rose above the anger: Bishop Henry Whipple. While others demanded blood, he demanded justice. Speaking for a people no one would hear, he stood before presidents, pleaded with the powerful, and risked everything to stop the mass execution of the Dakota. In a time of hatred, Whipple chose mercy, and his fight for humanity still reverberates today.
In the land of lakes and endless skies, where the eagle soars and the pine trees rise, a bishop stood with a heart so wide. For the broken and the wronged he wouldn't hide. From the Dakota plains to the courts of men, he raised his voice again and again. With a trembling hand he wrote the plea: spare their lives, let mercy be. He carried the cross through fire and storm, a beacon of light when the night was long. For justice and peace he stood so strong. Bishop Whipple's faith was a guiding song. When the war drums beat and the treaties lied, he saw the sorrow in the Dakota's eyes. He knelt in prayer, but his actions spoke, a warrior for love in a land that broke. To Lincoln's ear his message flew: these men are not the evil you pursue. Though history marked him with disdain, he bore the weight of the cries and pain. He carried the cross through fire and storm, a beacon of light when the night was long. For justice and peace he stood so strong. Bishop Whipple's faith was a guiding song. In cathedrals of oak and rivers of stone, he prayed for a land that could atone for every song, red, white, or gray. He dreamed of the dawn where love held sway. Now his spirit lingers on the breeze, in the rustling leaves and the whispering seas. A hero's tale in a troubled land, a man of faith with a gentle hand. So let us remember, let us strive for the world he dreamed. Let it stay alive through every valley, in every cause. We'll honor the name of Bishop Whipple's cross.
The circus rolled into Duluth a bright June day, with the laughter of a small town and crowds on display. But shadows fell where truth was denied, as a mob lit the flames of hate and pride. Elias, Elmer, Isaac, names etched in shame, lynched by a crowd in justice's name. But in the darkest hour, a spark was born, a fight for truth against the storm. Never again in Duluth, they swore, let no man hang by a hate-fueled roar. From the blood on the streets to a law of light, heroes rose to fight the night. Nellie Francis, with courage and grace, took the pain of the past and made her case. Her pen was a sword, her voice a flame. She worked so no one else would know such shame. William stood firm in the courtroom's glare, defending the innocent, seeking what's fair. Together they fought for a law so clear that justice would triumph over fear. Never again in Duluth, they swore, let no man hang by a hate-fueled roar. From the blood on the streets to a law of light, heroes rose to fight the night. A nation watched in silence, some turned away, but the voices of the brave kept the mob at bay. Their courage lit a path, their story told, a stand for justice, a heart so bold. In the shadow of loss, a beacon was raised. Anti-lynching laws would honor the slain. Their lives were stolen, their dreams denied, but the fight for freedom would not subside. Never again in Duluth, they swore, let no man hang by a hate-fueled roar. From the blood on the streets to a law of light, heroes rose to fight the night. For all those murdered, your story lives on, in every voice that speaks for the wrong. Nellie and William, your courage profound ensured that hate would never again surround. Never again in Duluth, they swore, let love and justice close that door. Heroes rust has closed that door.
Heroism in sports, like in everyday life, isn't always about glory. It's about grit, sacrifice, and rising to the moment when it matters most. Just as first responders run toward danger, and ordinary people become heroes, in a split second, athletes push beyond their limits, play through pain and put their teams above themselves. Whether it's a game-winning shot, a comeback against all odds, or simply leading with heart and integrity, sports remind us that true heroism isn't just about victory. It's about courage, resilience, and the will to never back down.
For years, Minnesota sports fans endured heartbreak, earning the dreaded label, Loserville. But in 1987, the Minnesota Twins rewrote the script, led by a scrappy, resilient team and the deafening roar of the Metrodome. They shocked the baseball world, capturing their first ever World Series title from underdogs to champions. They didn't just win a trophy, they gave an entire state something it had never known before, the pride of being Titletown, USA.
It happened on a crisp October night. The Metrodome was glowing with electric light. Tom Kelly at the helm with the plan and the dream led our boys to glory, made them a winning team. From underdogs to champions, they turned it all around. Loserville to Titletown, now forever crowned. With Kirby, Kent, and Viola, they played until the dawn. The day the Twins brought victory, our legend carries on. Kirby Puckett's smile, a beacon in the game. Kent Hubback's mighty power brought the crowd to flame. Gaetti with his glove, so quick and ever sure. Minnesota's heroes, their legacy secure. From underdogs to champions, they turn it all around. Loserville to Titletown, now forever crowned. With Kirby, Kent, and Viola, they played until the dawn. The day the Twins brought victory, our legend carries on. From Aurora, Minnesota, that shook the dome that night. Every pitch and every hit filled us with delight. Ladders, ramps, and soaring, a moment frozen in time. The Cardinals faltered as our stars aligned. The right Viola on the mound, his curveball tight and true, pitched us into history as champions anew. In the land of 10,000 lakes, a legend was born. The Twins rose up triumphant on that fateful morn. From underdogs to champions, they turned it all around. Loserville to Titletown, now forever crowned. With Kirby, Kent, and Viola, they played until the dawn. The day the Twins brought victory, our legend carries on. So here's to 87, to that team so brave and bold. Their story etched forever in Minnesota gold. From Loserville to Titletown, the transformation complete. The Twins are pride eternal, made victory so sweet. From underdogs to champions, they turned it all around. Loserville to Titletown, now forever crowned. With Kirby, Kent, and Viola, they played until the dawn. The day the Twins brought victory, our legend carries on. The roar of Minnesota that shook the dome that night. Every pitch and every hit filled us with delight. Credence grand slam soaring, a moment frozen in time. The Cardinals faltered as our stars aligned. Right Viola on the mound, his curveball tight and true, pitched us into history as champions anew. In the land of 10,000 lakes, a legend was born. The Twins rose up triumphant on that fateful morn. So here's to 87, to that team so brave and bold. Their story etched forever in Minnesota gold. From Loserville to Titletown, a transformation complete. The Twins are pride eternal, made victory so sweet.
They just love to golf every day and every night. A red-haired girl took to the green with all her might. She just loved to golf every day and every night. They told her to stay home, to marry and conform, but Patty Bird just defied the norm. Turned the future of women's golf into something bright. They called her dynamite. She's the spark breaking every mold. With every swing, every win, her stories go. In the fight for women's rights, Patty's story shines so bright. That's why the press nicknamed her Dynamite. Dynamite, Dynamite. In 46 she made history, leading the way, winning the first U.S. Women's Open, changing the play. From title holders to Western Open, she blazed a trail. Minneapolis' own Dynamite, she would not fail. It's just my destiny was all she had to say. They called her Dynamite. She's the spark breaking every mold. With every swing, every win, her stories go. In the fight for women's rights, Patty's story shines so bright. That's why the press nicknamed her Dynamite. Dynamite, Dynamite. Through the war she served with honor and grace, then back to her hometown Greece to reclaim her place. She founded the LPGA, the first president with pride, leading the charge with Dynamite by her side. They said the course was no place for women to compete, but Patty proved them wrong with every victory sweep. With courage and passion, she shattered the glass. Minneapolis Dynamite, first and foremost in her class. A champion from her head down to her feet. They called her Dynamite. She's the spark breaking every mold. With every swing, every win, her stories bold. In the fight for women's rights, Patty's story shines so bright. That's why the press nicknamed her Dynamite. Dynamite, Dynamite. From the Hall of Fame to every friend she made, her legacy of strength will never fade. Shake a hand, make a friend, she'd always recite. Minneapolis' own Patty Bird, forever Dynamite. They called her Dynamite. She's the spark breaking every mold. With every swing, every win, her stories bold. In the fight for women's rights, Patty's story shines so bright. That's why the press nicknamed her Dynamite.
By the banks of the Mississippi, in the heart of the Twin Cities, lies a team in purple with dreams and aspirations so pretty. But the years roll by and the heartbreaks never rest. It's the story of the Vikings, our playoff quest. So take me out to the Dome or US Bank if you please. Show me those highlights of our rare victories. Let me hear the roar of the crowd, the Skull chant loud and clear.
For the Vikings, oh the Vikings, another disappointing year. From Tarkenton to Culpeper, to Cousins and beyond, we've had our share of heroes in whom we grew so fond. But when January comes and the stakes are raised so high, it seems our dreams get shattered underneath that winter sky. So take me out to the Dome or US Bank if you please. Show me those highlights of our rare victories. Let me hear the roar of the crowd, the Skull chant loud and clear. For the Vikings, oh the Vikings, another disappointing year. I've seen the Hail Mary and the 41 donut day, the missed field goals and chances slipping away. But still I wear my purple and cheer them on each fall, hoping that someday soon we'll answer that Super Bowl call. Oh, the stories we could tell of games we almost won, the miracle in Minneapolis where victory just begun. But as the seasons fade and the snow begins to fall, we find ourselves lamenting that we've never won it all. So take me out to the Dome or US Bank if you please. Show me those highlights of our rare victories. Let me hear the roar of the crowd, the Skull chant loud and clear. For the Vikings, oh the Vikings, another disappointing year. When my time has come and I've cheered my final cheer, remember me in purple with a Viking horn near. And as they lay me down in that Minnesota snow, I'll dream of Lombardi and the ring we've yet to know. So take me out to the Dome or US Bank if you please. Show me those highlights of our rare victories. Let me hear the roar of the crowd, the Skull chant loud and clear. For the Vikings, oh the Vikings, another disappointing year. So take me out to the Dome or US Bank if you please. Show me those highlights of our rare victories. Let me hear the roar of the crowd, the Skull chant loud and clear. For the Vikings, oh the Vikings, another disappointing year.
Before the Ringling Brothers became the greatest show on earth, they honed their craft in the small towns of southern Minnesota, testing their acts, fine-tuning their performances, and captivating early audiences. They laid the foundation for what would become the most legendary circus in history. From humble beginning to a global spectacle, the Ringlings turned dreams into dazzling reality, proving that even the biggest shows start in the smallest places. In Baraboo, August Ringling worked with leather and with steel, crafting reins and harnesses, his work a steadfast wheel. But his wife Salome Julia, from the heart of St. Clair's land, tied Minnesota spirit to the dreams they'd later plan. The Julia name held strong, with roots so deep and wide. A harness maker's family brought a circus to life with pride. From a harness maker's dream to a world-renowned scene, Salome's family nurtured ties to Minnesota's ground. The Julian race showed ponies where dreams could still be found. The brothers came to visit, performed in nearby towns, testing out their wonders before fame would come around. Circus wagons built with care, ponies trained to shine. Minnesota's choir starlit the ringling's grand design. From a harness maker's dream to a world-renowned scene, where the Ringling Brothers rose to reign supreme. From the fields of St. Clair to the East Coast lights, it all began with a dream under Minnesota nights. While Baraboo claims glory, St. Clair holds the heart, where family ties and harness dreams first played their part. Nicholas Julia's steady hand, Salome's guiding love, brought the magic of the circus from the prairies to above. From a harness maker's dream to a world-renowned scene, where the Ringling Brothers rose to reign supreme. With Julia's steady vision and Salome's rooted gleam, it all began right here with a harness maker's dream. Yeah. It all began right here with a harness maker's dream. Then there is a different type of hero, not one who is written about in headlines or history books, but one whose impact is measured in quiet acts of compassion. These are the heroes who shelter the homeless, care for the developmentally disabled, and stand as a lifeline for those who might otherwise be forgotten. Their strength isn't in fame or fortune, but in the dignity they restore and the hope they provide. They don't seek recognition, yet their work changes lives every single day. In a world that too often looks away, these heroes step forward, proving that true greatness is measured not in power but in kindness.
In a world where so many are overlooked, one woman has made it her life's mission to see, to serve, and to heal. For over 4 decades, Mary Jo Copeland has been a beacon of hope in Minneapolis, founding sharing and caring hands to provide food, shelter, and love to those in desperate need. With unwavering faith and tireless dedication, she's touched countless lives, restoring dignity, offering second chances, and proving that one person's compassion can In the shadows of the skyline, where the cold wind bites the soul, she walks with open arms, where broken hearts take their toll. With a smile like a beacon, and hands that never tire, she lifts the fallen spirits and sparks a holy fire. She's the light in the darkness, a hope for those in need, a saint of the city, planting love like a seed. Where despair finds no answer, her kindness takes the lead. Mary Jo, the heart of hope, the angel of good deeds. Mary Jo Copeland, through the halls of sharing hands, where the weary find their rest, she turns the pain of many into moments they feel blessed. A prayer upon her whisper, a meal upon her plate. Her faith moves mountains daily, her love will never wait. She's the light in the darkness, a hope for those in need, a saint of the city, planting love like a seed. Where despair finds no answer, her kindness takes the lead. Mary Jo, the heart of hope, the angel of good deeds. Mary Jo Copeland. When the world feels forgotten and the streets have lost their grace, she shows them there's a future in the warmth of her embrace. Through every tear and every trial, she stands so strong and true, a shelter for the lost. She makes the skies turn blue. She's the light in the darkness, a hope for those in need, a saint of the city, planting love like a seed. Where despair finds no answer, her kindness takes the lead. Mary Jo, the heart of hope, the angel of good deeds. Mary Jo Copeland. Mary Jo Copeland. In the city's darkest corners, where the world might look away, her hands keep building bridges, and her light will always stay. Saint of the city, a name the angels know. Mary Jo Copeland, a love that helps us grow. Sharing and caring hands in Mary's place, she fills the streets of the city with God's holy grace. In the city's darkest corners, where the world might look away, her hands keep building bridges, and her light will always stay. Mary Jo Copeland. Mary Jo Copeland. The angel of good deeds.
For decades, individuals with developmental disabilities were placed in large institutions, often forgotten by society. But thanks to brave advocates, landmark legal battles, and a shift toward dignity and independence, Minnesota moved to community-based group homes. Today, the real heroes are the caregivers, support staff, and families
those who dedicate their lives to ensuring these individuals thrive, bringing compassion, respect, and a true sense of home to those who need it most.
My name is Jake Mulata. I rise with morning light, a world of vibrant colors where my spirit takes flight. Some days the noise surrounds me, the shadows cloud my way, but my staff walks close beside me and help me find my way. My staff says, Jake, you've got this, just breathe and take your time. When thoughts begin to spiral, they help me realign. The world might not understand me, but the staff sure sees me clear. My anchor in the chaos, my courage drawing near. Once hidden and forgotten behind cold institutional walls, reduced to just a label, trapped within their cause. But now I stand here proudly, I work and learn each day, because someone saw my spirit instead of walking away. My staff says, Jake, you've got this, just breathe and take your time. When thoughts begin to spiral, they help me realign. The world might not understand me, but the staff sure sees me clear. My anchor in the chaos, my courage drawing near. I've got dreams as big as mountains, just need a gentle hand. Staff whispers a soft reminder, your path is yours to plan. We rise together, hand in hand, voices joining across the land. Different rhythms, different pace, each one finding their own space. It takes a home, it takes a heart, it takes believing from the start. One step, two steps, find your way. We're all growing day by day. My name is Jake Mulata. I rise with morning's grace. With this group of special heroes, I've found my special place. My name is Jake Mulata. I rise with morning's grace. With this group of special heroes, I've found my special place.
Some souls enter this world with destiny etched into their hands. One transforms a barren hilltop into a sanctuary of healing, where lives hang in the balance of surgical precision and unwavering resolve. Another answers the thunderous call of duty, standing sentinel between innocence and chaos on distant battlefields. The third rises through chambers of power, voice unwavering as they champion those forgotten in society's shadows. Different paths illuminated by the same inner light, born not merely to exist but to serve, to heal, to protect, to fight for justice when others turn away. True heroism isn't measured in medals or monuments. It's written in the quiet sacrifices made without witness or acclaim, in the lives for
In the late 19th century, a visionary doctor and his sons laid the foundation for what would become one of the world's most renowned medical institutions. The Mayo Clinic, Dr. William Worrell Mayo, an immigrant from England, arrived in Minnesota with a pioneering spirit and an unwavering commitment to healing. Following a devastating tornado in 1883, he and his 2 sons partnered with the Sisters of St. Francis to create a new model of medical care, one built on collaboration, innovation, and patient-centered treatment. From these humble beginnings in Rochester, Minnesota, the Mayo Clinic revolutionized modern medicine and set a standard of excellence that continues to this very day. It came without warning, a roar in the air. The skies turned black, despair everywhere. August winds tore the town to the ground. Dreams turned to dust where hope once was found. The streets lay shattered, the cries filled the night. But through the darkness, they carried the light. Out of the rubble, they lifted the pain. Through broken hearts and endless rain. With steady hands and spirits born, they vowed to rise from the ruins of the storm. Dr. Mayo stood with his sons at his side, guiding the injured where the hope could abide. And there came a sister with a vision so clear, a hospital born where healing was near. Let's build a place where the broken can stay, where the winds of despair can't take life away. Out of the rubble they lifted the pain. Through broken hearts and endless rain. With steady hands and spirits born, they vowed to rise from the ruins of the storm. The town came together, brick upon stone. In the shadow of loss, a new seed was sown. St. Mary's was born from the ashes that year, a monument built on courage, not fear. The winds may return, the sky may grow wild, but the heart of Rochester beats strong and defiled. From that fateful day in '83, they built a future for you and me. The clinic would follow, a beacon so bright, a legacy forged in that terrible light. Out of the rubble they lifted the pain. Through broken hearts and endless rain. With steady hands and spirits born, they rose as one from the ruins of the storm. In the wake of the winds, a promise remains, to heal the wounded, to ease the pains. A town reborn where the brave transform, forever
And then there was a war no one wanted. Vietnam. Beyond the call. The vets who sacrificed their service. All Vietnam vets. Vietnam vets. What are their names? In the jungles of Vietnam, courage took a stand. Michael Blanchfield gave his life for his band. He earned the Medal of Honor for his sacrifice that day. A hero from Minnesota who showed us the way. Beyond the call, beyond all fear, when others turn, they volunteered. Blanchfield, Olsen, Pruden, and Wellington gave their all to answer their nation's highest call. Kenneth Olsen, with a healer's heart so brave, shielded his brothers, his own life he gave. For his valor and love, the medal he wore, Minnesota remembers forevermore. Beyond the call, beyond all fear, when others turn, they volunteer. Blanchfield, Olsen, Pruden, and Wellington gave their all to answer. Dale Linen saved his brothers in strife by laying down his one precious life. Robert Pruden led, unyielding in the fight, earning his place in freedom's light. Beyond the call, beyond all fear, when others turn, they volunteer. Blanchfield, Olsen, Pruden, and Wellington gave their all to answer their nation's highest call. Those 4 men never came home, but one Minnesota Medal of Honor winner did. Gallantly rescuing his comrades and 11 days later captured, spending the remainder of his time there as a prisoner of war. Leo Thorsness, from Walnut Grove to Vietnam skies, an F-105 Thunder would rise. April 6, 67 spring, when valor made an eagle's wing. Low on fuel, but high on heart, Leo wouldn't let them fall apart. Though meat is warm like angry bees, he'd save those men beyond the trees. 2 airmen down in hostile ground, rescue choppers circling round. Though his tanks ran nearly dry, he turned to face the enemy's cry. Grease fell from his deadly aim, 2 more fled in smoking shame. The thought of self, no thought of home, just brothers lost in fields to roam. 11 days of freedom more, till captured on a distant shore. 6 years in Hanoi's prison chain, his spirit free despite the pain. Beyond the call, through fire and rain, they bore the scars, they felt the pain. When heroes rose, the world stood still. No parades, no crowd, just an empty hill. Through the rice fields, where the shadows lay, they fought through hell so far away. A medal of honor, a nation's pride, but no one cheered as they walked outside.
empty hill. Fort's nest stood where few would tread, with courage forged where shadows spread. The others fell, their journey done, never to see the rising sun. The world had turned, the war was done, yet peace at home felt hard won. The banners waved for someone new, while they stood lost in the red, white, and blue. Beyond the call, through fire and rain, they bore the scars, they felt the pain. When heroes rose, the world stood still. No parades, no crowd, just an empty hill. Beyond the call, Thor's Nest, Blanchfield, Olsen, Pruden, and Warian, and all Vietnam vets. The heroes of Minnesota, champions of the underdog. Then there was a man of the people who lost his life way too soon. Paul Wellstone. From the fields of Northfield to the Senate floor, he stood with the people, he fought for the poor. A voice for the workers, the ones left behind. He carried their struggles and held their place in line. He walked the talk, he stood his ground. Through every battle, he never backed down. He was a fighter, he was a friend, a man of the people, right to the end. Through every struggle, he took a stand. Paul Wellstone, champion of the common man. He stood for the weary, the lost, and the weak, for justice and labor, for rights we all seek. He called out the mighty, he challenged the throne, a champion standing but never alone. He walked the talk, he stood his ground. Through every battle, he never backed down. He was a fighter, he was a friend, a man of the people, right to the end. Through every struggle, he took a stand. Paul Wellstone, champion of the common man. That October morning, the cold winds cried. A hero was taken, but hope never died. Though the wreckage was heavy, his light still shines. In the hearts of the many, his voice won't decline. He was a fighter, he was a friend, a man of the people, right to the end. Every struggle, he took a stand. Paul Wellstone, champion of the common
Some people choose paths that prepare them for heroism. Firefighters, police officers, soldiers knowing that one day they may be called to risk everything, but others with no warning and no choice find themselves thrust into moments that demand extraordinary courage. It is in those unexpected, life-altering seconds that true heroism is revealed, not by training or profession, but by heart, instinct, and the undeniable will to save others.
Seconds meant the difference between life and death. Kadir Tolo and a group of 10 strangers became heroes.
As flames engulfed a burning car, they refused to stand by, rushing in, risking everything, and pulling a trapped man to safety. In an age where hesitation can cost lives, these everyday people prove that courage isn't planned, it's instinct. Their selfless act reminds us all that real heroes walk among us, ready to answer the call when it matters most. Kadir Tolo was driving, the night gripped by fear. Flames erupted ahead, danger was near. Sam Orbovich trapped in his car, his world turned to despair. But strangers ran forward, unbound by the fear. A crackling blaze, the air thick with dread, but courage burned brighter where most would have fled. They didn't pause, didn't think to walk away. Strangers united to hold the flames at bay. With hands and hearts, they shattered fear's array, proving the strength of compassion remains. Dave Klepider arrived, tools ready in hand. A window punch struck glass like a hero's command. Tessa joined the effort, her resolve steady. Together they freed him, their courage unrelenting. The car was ablaze, the heat drawing near, but unity triumphed, fueled by a stranger's tears. They didn't pause, didn't think to walk away. Strangers united to hold the flames at bay. With hands and hearts, they shattered fear's array, proving the strength of compassion remains. No ties that bound them, no promises sworn, just a moment of selflessness through fire reborn. Sam's words echo, his gratitude sincere. For those who saved me, I hold you dear. So when darkness falls, danger is near, remember the courage of those who persevere. Running toward the flames with no glory to gain, they showed us all how love can sustain.
must be some way out of here, said the man from Bloomington, as terror reigned on Flight 93. Tom Burnett knew what must be done. His voice rang out through static clouds. We're going to do something, he vowed. A quiet hero, a husband and dad, prepared to stand up to the bad. All along the flight path, ashen clouds unfurled. All along the flight path, Burnett's bravery shine through the world. The black box played his rallying cry, as down in flames they'd soon fly. Let's roll, he said, to make their stand against the brutality at hand. His parents wept at that fierce voice, a son embodying courage by choice, to save the White House Pentagon too, from evil achieving its venture through. All along the flight path, ashen clouds unfurled. All along the flight path, Burnett's bravery shine through the world. They crashed in Shanksville, not by plan. Average folks turned superhuman. Tom met his fate with fury unbowed, his last words still echoing loud. We're gonna do something rang true on that cloudless September day's blue. When darkness fell, he refused to cower, a watchman on freedom's highest tower. All along the flight path, ashen clouds unfurled. All along the flight path, Burnett's bravery shine through the world. From Bloomington to that Shanksville soil, a Minnesota son's courage and toil won't be forgot, as watch is kept by those he loved, those who wept.
From Bloomington to that Shanksville soil, a Minnesota son's courage and toil won't be forgot, as watch is kept by those he loved, those who wept.
All along the flight path, ashen clouds unfurled. All along the flight path, Burnett's bravery shine through the world. From Bloomington to that Shanksville soil, a Minnesota son's courage and toil won't be forgot, as watch is kept by those he loved, those who wept.
From the fields of gold and harvest, where the farmers break the ground, to the halls of healing mercy, where the hands of hope are found. Through the voices crying justice, standing tall against the night, Minnesota's heart beats steady, like a beacon burning bright. Oh, heroes of the North, your spirit never fades. Through fire and storm, through peace and war, your legacy remains. From the ones who fought for freedom to the ones who heal the pain, Minnesota's light shines on forever in your name. Tom Burnett stood in the sky when the world was torn apart. In the face of death and terror, he revealed a hero's heart. Paul Wellstone spoke for justice, gave his life to make a stand. For the voices left unspoken, for the workers of this land. Oh, heroes of the North, your spirit never fades. Through fire and storm, through peace and war, your legacy remains. From the ones who fought for freedom to the ones who healed the pain, Minnesota's light shines on forever in your name. Through the hands of Nellie Francis, justice found its fight. Bishop Whipple blessed the broken, turned the darkness into light. Dred Scott's name still echoes in the struggle to be free, while the Mayo hands keep healing for all humanity. Patty Burke swung through the barriers, paved the way for those to rise. The Ringling Brothers' laughter filled the world with joy and pride. Medal winners, selfless givers, through the years they took a stand, sharing, caring, lifting others, heroes of this land. And when the stars shine over rivers, when the prairie winds still blow, know the heroes here among us help the next brave seeds to grow. Oh, heroes of the North, your stories will be told through every heart, through every song, in voices proud and bold. From the ones who fought for freedom to the ones who healed the pain, Minnesota's light shines on forever in your name. Minnesota's light shines on forever in your name. I guess it all started with the Sioux and Chippewa, Paul Bunyan and his blue ox babe had the stuff that made tall tales tall. From a place they called Fort Snelling came St. Anthony and St. Paul, built a state in the frigid Northland, through summer, winter, spring, and fall. Cut the trees and built their houses, brought lumber to the mill, worked hard into the nighttime with pig's eyes moonshine to fortify their will. There were moonshine sellers, storytellers, scalawags and thieves, but those legends, heroes, ghosts and gangsters blaze the trail for you and me. First to send our troops to battle in the bloody Civil War, while back home oppressed Dakota heard another freedom call. James J. Hill brought farmers from Europe, built his tracks across the plains. They found iron in the Arrowhead and dug the Iron Range. There were moonshine sellers, storytellers, scalawags and thieves, but those legends, heroes, ghosts and gangsters blaze the trail for you and me. Dan Patch was a trotter who always won the race. Lindbergh flew to Europe, Karen Nyberg went to space. Minnesota's Andrew sisters became quite the rage, sold 90 million records when Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy hit the stage.
made it there. The ghost of Edmund Fitzgerald, the Metrodome caving in. Kirby Puckett bringing it home in a series we finally win. We survived Dust Bowls, Rose Bowls, 4 lost Super Bowls that turned purple into blue. But those legends, heroes, ghosts and gangsters somehow